Hands on beats, boy.
Subscribe to Kiwi Box.
That's the one.
Kia ora team. So I've just been reading through this article here. I'll leave it in the description so you can have a read, come to your own conclusions as usual. But Eddie Hearn says Dillian Whyte thinks he is on the same level as Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Pretty much saying that he was asking for the same amount of money that has been offered to Fury and Wilder to fight Joshua. Now, I've seen Dillian Whyte in an IFL interview where Eddie Hearn was present and it had nothing to do with the amount of money that has been offered. It was about Anthony Joshua getting the lion's share of the percentage in a rematch if he lost against Dillian Whyte. So why Eddie Hearn is coming out and saying that Dillian Whyte thinks he's on the same level as Fury and Wilder kind of baffles me. For me, it's Eddie Hearn trying to protect his ass, because Joshua getting the lion's share in the rematch if he lost to Whyte, that's shrewd business, very shrewd business. I could understand 50-50 in a rematch if Joshua lost, but you know, Dillian Whyte said, I'll take the deal that you offer me, either with no rematch or with the percentages flipped from the first fight. Now I can understand from Dillian Whyte's point of view as well. No rematch, that's fine, but that's not going to happen. Full stop. A champion on a voluntary will always have a rematch clause. Flip the script. It seems fair, but it's a voluntary, and the champion gets to call the shots. If Eddie Hearn really wanted that fight to get made, then he would have said, okay, 50-50 in the rematch, and the fight would have got made. But it didn't. Now, let's have a little comparison between resumes of Whyte, Fury, and Wilder. Just for argument's sake, we'll pick their best three opponents. So, Wilder's best three would be Luis Ortiz, Tyson Fury, and the third one for me would be a toss-up between Johann Dorper, Gerald Washington, and Artur Spilka. Pick any one of those, it doesn't really matter. For Tyson Fury, we've got Deontay Wilder, Vladimir Klitschko, and shit, who's the third one? Probably Derek Chisora. Let's pick Whyte's best three opponents. We've got Joseph Parker, Derek Chisora, and who would be the third one? Probably Robert Helenius, maybe. So for me, the difference of those is Luis Ortiz for Wilder and Vladimir Klitschko for Tyson Fury. I think both of those guys are a little bit better than Joseph Parker being Dillian Whyte's best opponent that he's beaten. However, he has been in the ring with Anthony Joshua, which neither Fury or Wilder has done. So I don't think Dillian Whyte is actually that far behind those guys. I think just a little bit behind. So if Fury and Wilder had been offered 40%, I think it makes sense that Dillian Whyte gets offered 35%. That would be fair, in my opinion. With a 50-50 split for a rematch. This is against Joshua. That would make it fair and the fight would get made. Now, one other point I'd like to get to. If Eddie Hearn says that Dillian Whyte is not on the level of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, you know whose fault that is? Eddie Hearn's. He's the one who hadn't been able to make fights. He's the one who ended up giving Dillian Whyte a US debut against Michael fucking Tan. He's the one who's been getting Dillian Whyte last minute opponents because he's not been able to offer enough money to get the opponents Dillian Whyte needed. So Eddie Hearn, if you're going to sit there and say that Dillian Whyte isn't on the same level as Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, it's your fucking fault, Eddie Hearn. So stop trying to protect your ass, being such a shrewd fucking businessman, and if you want to make the fight against Dillian Whyte, offer a fair percentage in the rematch and the fight will get made. But for now, it ain't gonna happen because Anthony Joshua is going to be fighting Jarrell Big Baby Miller on the 1st of June, likely at Madison Square Garden, possibly at the Barclays, but I'm guessing Eddie's going to want that fight at Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing, to try and give Anthony Joshua the biggest US debut possible. And I wouldn't be surprised if Dillian Whyte ends up fighting Dominic Breazeale on the undercard of that fight. I know Dillian Whyte looks like he's going to have a 20th of April pay-per-view at the O2, but I don't think it's going to be Dominic Breazeale. It sounds like he wants that fight if it's in the States, and it would give Dominic Breazeale a hell of a lot more publicity on the Anthony Joshua undercard. I'm not sure how happy Dillian Whyte's going to be about that. We'll see what happens. He might end up fighting Alexander Povetkin on the 20th of April and then fighting again on the 1st of June against Dominic Breazeale. That would be ideal, depending how much punishment he took in that 20th of April fight. So yeah, have a read through that article. Think about the points that I made about Eddie Hearn and what he said, because Dillian Whyte didn't say at any stage that he wants the same percentage that Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury were offered. So what the fuck is Eddie Hearn talking about? And like I said, if Dillian Whyte isn't on that level, then who's to blame? Is it Eddie Hearn or is it Dillian Whyte? Let us know in the comment section below. Looking forward to reading some of your comments. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel and I'll catch you in the next one. Big Boys Boxing. We out. See you.
Zone beats, boy.